Could I ask everyone standing at the back to find a seat, please? Everyone find a seat, please. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the class of 2000. please to take a seat. Please take a seat. Thank you. Distinguished guests, parents, graduating students, ladies and gentlemen, it is my very great pleasure to welcome you all to the graduation ceremony of the class of 2000. For the 20 young people here before you, this evening's ceremony marks the culmination of their years at the ICARDA International School of Aleppo. For them it is a time of great rejoicing and yet a time for reflection. It is a highly significant moment in their lives. Thank you all for joining us in this magnificent setting of Aleppo Citadel to congratulate them and to wish them Godspeed. Before I introduce our first speaker, I would like to thank the officials of the Mayor's Office for their generous support in planning this evening's ceremony. And I would also wish to mention that immediately following the graduation proceedings, there will be an informal reception for the graduates, their immediate families, and invited guests, and that will be in the Monarchy Room, which is located by the Citadel's entrance. May I ask these guests to have their special invitations ready to show at the door to the Monarchy Room. Thank you. It is now my privilege to call upon Dr. Khalid Makouk, Acting Chairman of the School Management Committee, to give the welcoming address. Dr. Makouk.
Distinguished guests, graduating class of 2000, parents, relatives, and friends. Today is Harvest Day. This is a term we use at ICARDA because we are very much involved in crops. But students as well, who invested 12 years of their lives to get to this stage, are also ready for harvest. On behalf of the ICARDA Director General, Dr. Adil Al-Biltagi, and the School Management Committee, I would like to congratulate all members of the 2000 graduating class, their families, relatives, and friends for the achievements made, which will culminate today by awarding the graduating class their high school diplomas. As a member of the School Management Committee who served in this capacity for a number of years, I witnessed IISA to grow from a school of only 8 grades to a full high school. When this was achieved, the School Management Committee wanted to make sure that the quality of education given to your children is of high standards, and the only way to verify that is by adopting an external examination system. For the 11th and 12th grades, the system adopted is, as you all know, the International Baccalaureate, known as IB. The IB turned out to be a very demanding program, and our students were ready for it. When IISA started the IB program 7 or 8 years ago, it was only possible for a quarter of the class to take the full IB diploma. This year, I am glad to say that 80% of the graduating class were able to register and take the full IB diploma. The move from 25% to 80% in only 7 years is a significant progress, and we are proud of it. But we have to keep in our minds that in education, it is not only diplomas that counts. It is how we prepare the students to face real life. There are traits as important, if not more important than certificates, which help our children to succeed in their career. Through the learning process, the school works hard to help the students to develop a number of attitudes which will equip them to continue make progress after leaving ISA. I am sure our students through their tenure at the school learn how to appreciate others, to be confident of themselves, to cooperate with others, to be creative thinkers, enthusiastic with what they do, respect and tolerate others, and most importantly, learn how to work independently. And to prove my point, I would like to cite a success story about a recent ISA graduate, Thomas Konopka, who I am glad that he's with the audience today. And he was sitting on this stage last June, and many of you still remember. Thomas left ISA to join Hamilton College in New York. At the end of his freshman year, which was a couple of weeks ago, he was awarded the Harvey Cameron Memorial Prize, a prize awarded to that freshman or sophomore who shows the most promise in experimental physics. It is a challenge to the graduating class to maintain or improve such reputation. A final word to the graduating class. Very soon, each one of you will be going his or her way. By awarding you diplomas today, IISA is saying with confidence that you are well prepared for the future. I wish you all the best in the years to come. Congratulations and thank you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Miss Halfpenny. I have been lucky enough to be homeroom teacher to the senior class this year, and today it is my honour to introduce each student from the graduating class and their parents. I would like you to acknowledge them when I read out their names. Thank you very much. Redwan Bunejmat and Dr. Mustafa Bunejmat et Menana Hawa. Naina and her parents, Mr. Pinat Naina and Maju Naina. Elias Stamboulier and his parents, Mr. Joseph Stamboulier and his mother, Henriette Kafaf. Kinder Jabri and her parents, Mr. Farouk Jabri and Father Nayan. Faris Asi and his parents, Dr. Ghassan Asi and Maha Saleh. Razan Dozon and her parents, Dr. Sobi Dozon and Mrs. Adla Al-Haji. Rida Sabuni, whose parents are the late Bahij Sabuni and Mrs. Fatima Sabuni. Meika Ali, whose parents are Mr. Bishak Ali and Jumana Jude. Abdul Karim Samaki and his parents, Mr. Adnan Samaki and Mrs. Nissan Wassan. Leela Samaki and her parents, Mr. Adnan Samaki and Mrs. Nissan Wassan. Zahir Jabri and Mr. Hamid Jabri and Dolly Aslan. Heather Reem Dadas and her parents, Dr. Mohammed Dadas and Raja Akram. Ahmed Deri and his parents, Mr. Fateh Deri and Noor Jannati. Rahaf Deri and her parents, Mr. Rabia Deri and Alia Jabri. Adam Ali and his parents, Dr. Ali Abdul Monem and Mrs. Abanka Monem. Obari and her parents, Mr. Mustafa Obari and Sorsen Faham. Basil Asus and his parents, Mr. Hani Asus and Mrs. Mirai Asus. Hiba Kalani and her parents, Mr. Manji Kalani and Efrat Kaba. Andres DePau and his parents, Dr. Eddie DePau and Marina de Winter. Lisbeth DePau and her parents, Dr. Eddie DePau and Marina de Winter. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. It's now my pleasure to introduce to you for the reflections part of the graduation ceremony, Mr. Mike Selig and Mr. Faris Assi.
Graduates, I'm honored tonight to reflect on this year's graduates, each of you, and especially to do this with one of your classmates, Faris Assi. 4 years ago, Faris and I came to ISA together, and tonight, or at least soon, we leave together. Tonight is graduation, Faris, and I just want to take a moment right here. Come with me. Dr. Assi, we made it. Which goes to prove, Faris, that hard work works.
Yeah, Mr. Mike, and as you always say, the impossible, it takes a little longer. Okay. All kidding aside, Mr. Mike, it's been a great 4 years. I've made a lot of good friends and had so many good times.
So let's share some of those good times and memories that you have, and I'll do the plans for the future of each of our graduates. Adam Ali.
It took me a while to really get to know Adam, even though he was the first person who welcomed me when I first entered grade 9. It was only until last year that we started to become close. Adam has a very deep character and has always preached to me about religion and other myths. I will miss Adam a great deal, as he is one of those people who will always put a smile in your life. I will remember Adam for his music and his mother's cooking. Adam, I love you and I wish you all the best with everything.
Adam and I have spent a lot of hours together at school, in his home, my home, particularly the last year with applications to college. And just quickly to tell you, Adam was accepted at 6 universities in the UK, the American University Cairo, University of California, Riverside, McGill in Canada, and in Ontario, Guelph, Waterloo, and the University of Toronto. Adam will be attending the University of Toronto this fall, and I'm looking forward to that because he won't be very far from my home in Perth, Ontario, and Adam, my home is your home. Basil Azus.
I've had so many good times with Basil, which we both like to remember, except for a few maybe he'd like to forget. I remember the time we went to Beirut together to pick up his dog. We had a great time. Then there was the time he took me with him to weight training, and the next day I was so sore I couldn't move. He loved that. And the time we were supposed to be doing a French project, but we were playing pool and his mother came in to check on us. Then the time I crashed his go-kart, and there was the time I stole his pickup for a drive as well. These are the memories that we like to take with us to university, and I'm sure Basil will make a great asset to Syria Mika in the future.
Basil will be joining his brother Camille in Beirut, and Mrs. Azus, pay attention to this. Contrary to what it says in the program, he's not going to use those stunning looks and bulging muscles to chase those pretty Lebanese girls. He's really going to LAU to study business. Good luck, Basil.
What?
Andres DePau.
When Andreas first came to IISA, I thought he was a shy, humble, quiet young lad. But appearances are deceiving. When Andy has something to say, he will make sure you know it. How exactly will always be a surprise. Andreas is his own person, does what he wants to do and says what he wants to say. Andy's main interest is Tiffany stained glass, and he definitely has a natural flair for it. So I wish him good luck with everything.
Andres has shown his creative talents and skills in producing the beautiful Tiffany stained glass, and he will use that interest and skills to study glass design at the Academy of Figurative Arts in Belgium in September. I also know you're looking forward to returning to your home country and renewing your relationship with your friends there. We wish you success and many happy times in Belgium. Andres. And his sister Elizabeth.
Beth has surprised all of us this year with her participation in the school play. A year ago, who would have thought that she would be on stage performing to a crowd of 500 people? Beth is definitely the shyest, quietest, sweetest person I've ever met. But I'm glad that this year she has crawled out of her shell and stepped up and enjoyed her last year. And I'm very happy for you, Beth, and hope you return to Belgium with the greatest memories of the class of 2000.
Lisbeth, too, is looking forward to returning to her home country in Belgium, and I know that she will do well. She's going to study languages at the University of Ghent in Belgium in the fall. Lisbeth, good luck. Redwan Bunjamat.
He tends to be called the hacker, and has every right to be. Radwan hasn't left any password, code, or encryption unbroken or deciphered. Redwan is going to be studying in Canada, and I think they should be warned of him as a potential computer hazard. I would love to go to Canada with Redwan to see how his old tricks are coming along, but unfortunately things didn't work out. Good luck, and please have some mercy on those helpless Canadians.
As Ferris said, whenever any one of us needs computer expertise or technical advice on things like sound and lights, it's the Redwan that we turn to. I'm looking forward to seeing Redwan in Canada, as Redwan was accepted at 3 universities in Canada, Ryerson, McMaster, and Guelph. He'll be attending Guelph, studying computing and information sciences. Enjoy Guelph and come see us in Perth. Heather DeBass.
Heather, what can I say? Where do I start? I have spent sleepless nights wondering what to write about you in this speech, and I've come to the conclusion that you are everything. I mean it, you've been everything to me. A sister, a friend, a mother, a cook, a counselor, a bank, a fashion advisor, a book critic, a pen pal. You've been there for me when I've needed you. I'm sure I speak for the whole class when I say you'll be missed. It will be weird without your distinct loud voice and your whining not around. I wish you all the best.
Heather has arrived at ISA in grade 10 and has had a big impact on the school. She's had a tremendously good improvement in academic grades, and I'm sure she'll achieve her goals for the future. Heather was accepted at the University of Dubai, University of Sharjah, and AUB. She's going to AUB to study psychology, mainly to find out why ZJ behaves the way he does. Heather. I'm Matt Derry.
I don't think I've ever laughed as much with one guy than this guy, Ahmed Derry. I guarantee you he's the happiest, jolliest boy you'll ever know. If you don't already know him, you have no idea what you're missing out on. I used to wish to see him once miserable or upset, just once. But no. One Coke and Ahmed is as happy as ever. Ahmed and I are probably the biggest 2 soccer fans in the class, and even though our teams are arch rivals, that doesn't stop us being the best of friends. You must always remember though, that if you're Ahmed's friend, that all goes at feeding time. I remember this one time when we were eating together and I made an attempt to steal a French fry. Never again. He nearly bit my head off. So as long as you're not eating with him, Ahmed is absolutely fantastic, and I'll be very sad to see us separate. Good luck, Ahmed, and Manchester United are still better than Bayern Munich.
Ahmed wants to study in Canada as well. He'll go to Montreal and take courses at Concordia. He hopes to decide what his major field of studies will be this fall and pursue his undergraduate studies full-time at Concordia. Good luck, Ahmed. I know you'll enjoy Concordia and Montreal. Rahaf Derry.
I've known Rahaf for 2 years, forgot her for 1, and now we're friends again. What a wonderful world. I'm so happy to see Rahaf standing with us on the stage, ready to graduate. It gives her so many more options. Rahaf is very active, always laughing, talking, singing, usually with Hannah, but nevertheless, she's great to have around. And I will remember her for her BMW that she promised me a ride in, and I'm still waiting.
Rahaf, as Ferris has said, you've accomplished your goal, you get your high school diploma. Now I hope you achieve your next goal, and that is to continue your studies at LAU in Beirut in either art or business. You can do it, and keep that big smile going. All the best. Roseanne Dozan.
My relationship with Roseanne has been very, very strange these past 4 years. At times we have been like brothers and sisters, and others we haven't been able to stand each other. But deep down inside, I know we both mean a lot to each other. Roseanne is the kind of girl who always wants to be unique, and most of the time she has achieved this with her one-of-a-kind character. I hope that one day we will both be able to share our old memories, and we'll both be able to live how we want to. Thanks, Roseanne.
Roseanne is well known in the school as an athlete, an outstanding artist, and a scholar. She was a recipient of the Fine Arts Award at our awards banquet, or awards evening. Roseanne plans to study for a Syrian baccalaureate in Aleppo next year. She will then get the help of our new counselor, Mr. Kevin Callahan, to apply to colleges in the U.S., Turkey, and Greece. Good luck, Roseanne. Kinda Jabri.
Kinda could not harm a fly. She is so innocent, loving, and helpful. If everyone has an evil side to themselves, Kinda certainly has not. Always happy and ready to help, no matter what the situation may be. If it wasn't for Kinda, I probably wouldn't even be standing here graduating tonight, because the amount of homework she has helped me with would have definitely made the difference. And never once did I get a complaint. I know you want to be a writer, and I'm more than sure you'll reach your goal. And remember that you still have to dedicate your first book to me. Good luck and all the best.
Kinda is another one of those ISA Canadian citizens. As we all know, she's a singer, a dancer, and a writer. Someday we expect Kinda to be another famous writer like the lady who once visited the Baran Hotel, Agatha Christie. Kinda is going to study English literature at Simon Fraser University in British Columbia, Canada, when she finishes her Syrian baccalaureate. Good luck, Kinda. You can do it. Sahir Jabri.
Nothing has been able to separate Zahir and I. Parents have tried, teachers have been forbidden, telephone calls have been forbidden, even teachers have been sent out to spy on us when things got really, really hot. I've had some of the best times of my life with Zahir, and they'll be cherished for a long time to come. I've tried very hard to think of one special time we've had together, so that I could mention it today, but they were all so good that I would have to that if I'd have to mention them all, it would take forever. So I would just like to say Zahir's been like a brother to me these past 4 years, helping me with absolutely everything, and it will really hurt when it is time to go. So long, ZJ, it's been great.
Zahir has been a busy young man. He's very popular in the school. He was crowned king of the school in his senior year at the Christmas dance. He has a large circle of friends everywhere. One of the trademarks he has in his busy life, he's always going, sway, 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 sway. Zahir is moving on to Montreal to attend Vanier College. He plans then to study telecommunications at Concordia University in Montreal when he's finished at Vanier. Good luck in Montreal, Zahir. May Kayali.
May is a typical workaholic and has been a mother to the whole class since grade 9. Without May, none of what you see today would have even come close to happening. But she's nearly been driven crazy in the process. I don't remember once I've seen May relaxed. She's either busy chasing someone or crying about something that's not been done to perfection. I am more than sure May will be successful no matter what she chooses to do in the future. And I would like to thank her for everything she has done for the class of 2000.
It's very easy, as Ferris has said, to describe May. She's a worker, she's very mature, an organizer, leader. She's received several awards for her leadership skills. She's got a great future ahead of her in business, but next year she plans to study French in France. Probably before that, she'll fly off to Montreal to help some other guy get organized for his studies. Good luck, May. Hiba Kalani.
Hiba has had her ups and downs at IISA, but the last 7 months with Hiba have been an experience. I've got to know her much more, and I'm still today finding out new stuff about her. I'm just sorry that it didn't happen sooner. I wish you all the best with your Syrian back, but please improve your handwriting just for the examiners.
Hiba came to ISA in grade 7. She's made good progress in achieving her goals. She's been seen a lot with the camera this year, taking pictures for the yearbook. She likes to travel, learn languages. She plans, as Ferris said, to study for a Syrian bac. Then she'll apply to universities in the US, Europe, and AUB in Beirut. Her final goal is hopefully to go to medical college and become a doctor. You've done well to date, and I'm sure that you'll be successful in the future. All the best. And Jusha Ninen.
Manjusha is the most conscientious person I've ever known. She always knows what's best for herself and has never stepped out of line. Some people have even classified her as the perfect student, and I can see why. She's never not handed in an assignment, never handed in a late assignment. She's addicted to excelling in everything. Manjusha's morals have helped her greatly in her school career and will in the future. She's a role model for every student, and I sincerely hope she will be happy in India.
Manjusha has made major contributions to the school, sports, yearbook, honor society, musical plays, art displays, just to name a few. We're going to miss her special talent and skills, but I'm sure she'll put them to good use as she studies fine arts at the University of Madras in India next year. We know she will succeed. Good luck. Ella Overy.
Hala is the most easygoing person I've ever met, with the easiest schedule in the history of school. She never has anything to worry about. This, of course, gives her more time to take care of her physical appearance, making herself even more beautiful. I know she will be happy in the future, either single or with the guy of her dreams. Anyway, good luck for the future, and I hope one day we'll be able to meet and see where we have both reached.
Hala earned the award this year for the most improvement in her GPA from last year to the present, which, again, as it said in the program, proves that with all those good looks, Heather, there's a good brain there too. Heather I benefit from having Hala as my student aide, and the school has too. She's always kept my door decorated to show what activities are taking place in the school. Hala plans to work in her family's medical supplies factory next year. Enjoy your work and have lots of fun in Aleppo. Rita Sabuni.
What can I say, Rida? It's the end of an era. True, I've only known you for 4 years, but in these 4 years, I've done everything I would ever want to do with a friend. You've been a rock for me every single time. Every single time I've needed you, and never once have you even come close to failing me. I feel that if I could take only one thing with me to university, it would be you, Rida. I think the bond between you and I will be indestructible, no matter how far away you are. I love you, Rida.
Rida is a naturally talented and gifted young man, as evident by his SAT scores. They have been the highest for the school to date. He's been a key member of varsity sports, as well the Honor Society and the Students' Council. In his senior year has been a bit of a challenge, but he survived, and now it's on to his dream, the University of California, Davis, to study engineering. I'll miss those many chats, Rita, the telephone calls, and the laughs together, and I know you'll have a bright future ahead of you. All the best. Abdul Karim Samakia.
Even though my relationship with Abdul has been slightly shaky this year, we still understand each other and crack the best jokes all the time. Abdul is a unique, shrewd, crafty man who will never take no for an answer, and will certainly be one of the more successful businessmen in Aleppo, once he has driven Canada crazy with his dodgy deals. I know you will enjoy yourself in Canada, but just take it easy.
As Ferris said, Abdul Karim is well known for his business skills. He's known as the negotiator, always trying and most often successful in talking his way out of anything and achieving his goal. Abdul Karim is planning to study business at Concordia University in the fall. Enjoy Montreal and Concordia. Best of luck. Lena Samakia.
Lena has been a huge part of my school life. She's been involved in every problem that I have come across, and she has done her best to help wherever she can. If I could ever have an older sister, it would definitely be Lena. She's everything a brother would want. I love you, Lena, and there was always a special place for you in my heart wherever you are, and I wish you all the best with your back.
Lena has a wide circle of friends, and she's very popular with her peers. She was crowned Queen of the School at the Christmas dance. Lena plans to study for a Syrian bag and help her dad in the textile business. Best wishes for many happy and successful experiences in the future. Elias Stambulia.
Elias is one of the more quieter people of our class. He loves his computers and is always producing new CD mixes with his new technology. I've come to know Elias better this year, mainly from our Thursday evening soccer games, which are one of the golden memories I'll take with me to university. One other thing to note, that Elias is a great asset to have to the team when falling into brawls with the inferior grade 10s.
Elias is another senior who is noted for his computer expertise and other technical skills. He has been invaluable for the musical plays, as he and Red One have been responsible for the sound and the lights. He plans to use his interests in computers and his technical talents to study computer science at AUB or LAU in Lebanon in September. I've enjoyed our many chats, Elias. All the best. And now, last but not least, is just Ferris. Who wants to speak for Ferris? Hold it. I'll let you hear. Please.
Ferris Asi. In about 10 years' time, you might all possibly see these two words in a thesaurus. These two words would be a synonym for funny. In fact, funny would be an understatement. Hilarious would be more like it. This man has been the fuel this class has been running on for the last few years. Unlike the fuel of a car, however, we never seem to run out of the energy he brought us. Ferris, you brought life and excitement to our class. I'll never forget the times I had stomach aches because you would make me laugh so much. Your beauty was that when everyone was worried, you were the only one laughing. When everyone was concentrating, you were the only one fiddling about. If you ask any teacher about the biggest nightmare they had with the senior class, they would tell you that it was being able to keep Ferris Hazi concentrating. If you ask any soccer player about who it was that started all fights on the pitch, they would all tell you it was Ferris Hazi. Never ever kill that liveliness inside of you, because if you do, you will be killing yourself. Ferris, I also wanted to take the opportunity to give you some advice. I want to tell you that I know I'm your friend, but there's only so much I can do for you. You will get my support when you need it, and I'll always be there for you when you need a friend. But your better friends should be your mother and father. Ferris, you, just like every one of us, has had his share of problems with his mom or dad. But never think that they were misunderstanding. Never think they were strict because they hated you. They love you more than life, and they work hard every single day to make your life as successful as possible and to prepare you well for the tough road you will face in the future. That is why when they tell you something, listen to them, because there's nothing more beautiful than being in good terms with your parents. All I can do is wish you the best luck in life, and I'll leave the rest for you to achieve. I love you, we love you, God bless you, my man.
Ferris Asi will be attending, he hopes, University of Kingston. He's also been accepted at Kent and Royal Holloway, but he will be going to UK to study next year, something we hope in the field of computers. I'm sure he'll be successful. He just has to wait for his IB results. My last little bit of advice, you'll all be getting a letter from me, a personal letter, and some personal items when you pick up your transcripts. But when I spoke at graduation 4 years ago, I left you one little bit of fatherly advice, and I'll leave you the same message. before you do or say anything, always ask yourself one question. Will what I am about to say or do make my two best friends, my mom and dad, happy and proud of me? Congratulations, graduates, all the best.
The salutatorian is the student who has achieved the second highest grade point average over the 4 years of high school. I am delighted to introduce as salutatorian speaker for the class of 2000, Manjusha Nainan.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Today marks one of the greatest events of our lives. Each one of us has looked forward to this day. Some of us have been talking since KG1, and while others have thought about it only a week ago. This ceremony is so special to us because it makes us stop and look back into the past. Sitting here, most of us are thinking of various important events that took place in our lives. For example, how we gave surprise birthday parties to some of our friends, how we got our first detention. We also remember the field trips we had at Talhadia, the number of flowers we got on Valentine's Day, and those entertaining games we played at Kasab. Today, also during the ceremony, our parents are thinking about how they nurtured us and helped us to grow. They are thinking of the way they felt when we were born, how many diapers they had to clean. They're also thinking of the infinite times they had to encourage us by various means to make us study and reach this stage. Each of us has treasures of memories. We have experienced them differently. Each of us contain a world of our own that continues to change and develop. Among us, there are politicians, scientists, computer engineers, artists, businessmen, women, singers, lawyers of the new world. Being a part of our class is like being of a whole new society functioning within the barriers of the school. The class of 2000 had a spirit filled with determination to accomplish our goals. We as a team were able to cooperate and finish majority of the yearbook ahead of time. We as a team were able to encourage each other and raise a class spirit in order to come second place for the fall follies. We as a team were able to achieve one of the highest passing percentages in the IGCSEs. In spite of all our diversity, we remained united. Being a part of a multicultural class, we learned each other's culture and retained our own identities. As Mahatma Gandhi said, I want the cultures of all lands to be blown about my house as freely as possible, but I refuse to be blown off my feet by any. All those experiences and that team spirit have helped us develop into the people that we are right now. Therefore, my friends, do not disregard any of those memories. Whether they are good or bad, cherish them all. However, you should not let them suppress you or make you more frustrated with your life. Let those experiences enrich your personality. I also take this moment to thank all those parents, teachers, friends who have given us their support, encouragement, advice, and love that have helped us to grow and flourish into the individuals of today. I also pray that those influences and memories will remain to be a guiding force within us so that we can face our future endeavors. Each of us graduates here would like to present our parents with a special thing to show our deepest gratitude for all we have done. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, the class will now present the graduating class portrait.
On behalf of the class of 2000, we would like to present this photo frame to our head school, Mr. Dr. Valley.
Class of 2000, gentlemen. We will hang this with pride in the school auditorium. Thank you very much. Thank you for the
The valedictorian is the student who has received the highest grade point average in the 4 years of high school. It now gives me great pleasure to introduce, on behalf of the graduating class of 2000, Adam Ali.
Distinguished guests, administration, parents, teachers, students, ladies and gentlemen. This is a major turning point in our lives. The atmosphere here tonight is a mixture of feelings and emotions. I can feel fear and anxiety, hope, excitement and energy. Fear is a feeling that all of us experience at different points in our lives. This point not being an exception. What is it that we fear exactly? It is the unknown, and the only way to overcome this fear is to face it and battle with it. Once this fear is faced, it no longer remains a threat. Each one of us now is facing that fear. I expect that despite this, my friends and I shall have great successes. An individual must dream in order to reach out high and achieve great feats. This group has great ambitions for the future, and in 10 years' time, I would expect to see successful businessmen and men and women, doctors, engineers, architects, and artists among these young people, and I would not at all be surprised by that. I have great hopes for this class. The future is ours to mold and shape the way we want to. There has never been a perfectly run business, school, bank, or factory. We might be the ones to do it. The best picture has not yet been painted, or the greatest poem written. The mightiest novel remains unwritten in somebody's mind. The most inspirational music has not yet been recorded by the musicians of our day. In science, only 2% of the knowable has been discovered. The study of space is in its infant stage. Millions of questions are unanswered and not yet asked in chemistry and physics. As for sports, the greatest world records will be broken every year by the young men and women of today. With that in mind, I hope we feel there is something out there for us to discover, say, think, and do. I also hope the world from now on will be a better place because of our efforts. Class of 2000, the conquest of the new millennium begins with you. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I present tonight's keynote speaker, the head of school, Mr. Nicholas Bowley. Distinguished guests, graduating students, ladies and gentlemen. In delivering this evening's keynote address, it is my privilege to say a few words to the most important people here today, the students and their parents. First, to you, the parents. No matter whether this is your first, your last, or your only child who is graduating today, you will have very mixed emotions. You will feel pride in your son's or daughter's achievements, relief that they have grown into worthy citizens, and yet sorrow that they will be seeking soon a new life of their own. As for that sorrow, which all parents must feel as their children outgrow them, the Lebanese poet, Gibran Khalil Gibran, offers some advice. You may give them your love, but not your thoughts, for they have their own thoughts. You may house their bodies, but not their souls, for their souls dwell in the house of tomorrow, which you cannot visit, not even in your dreams. You may strive to be like them, but seek not to make them like you, for life goes not backward, nor tarries with yesterday. You are the bows from which your children, as living arrows, are sent forth. To which I would add, regardless of their growing independence, there will be times when your children will need you more than ever. Your role as a parent will change, but you will be no less important in their lives. To the class of 2000, I say congratulations. I congratulate you not for your good fortune in graduating from a good school, surrounded by loving parents, dedicated teachers, and the friendship of stimulating peers. In a world so beset with problems for a majority of its young people, this is indeed good fortune, and it merits not congratulations but thankfulness, and the will to spread that good fortune to others. Nor do I congratulate you on reaching the end of your school career. You have achieved that by the passive expedient of staying the course. But rather, I congratulate you on something far more significant. I congratulate you on what you have achieved for yourselves. Perhaps you have earned a distinguished academic record, or gained admission to a prestigious university. Others among you have done great deeds on the sports field, in the school play, or in the visual arts. Then again, you have all experienced personal successes, of which few may be aware. A reading problem overcome, perhaps. A growing ability to make decisions wisely. The help you gave to a friend in crisis. These private successes may be unknown to others, but they are the greatest successes of all. On all your successes, public and private, I congratulate you, class of 2000. Finally, I remind you that education is not only preparation for life. Your time at school has been the first quarter of your life, and it has been as important as the next quarter will prove to be, or the last. School children are not emerging adults. They are real young people. Graduating students, whatever you have accomplished, whatever you have achieved, is part of the person you already are. What you have omitted is gone forever. Regrets will serve no purpose, but reflection on what you have left undone will serve you well as you begin to plan for the next stage of your life. You are all talented people. You will all create your own opportunities. And if you have the will not to place limits on yourselves, then there will be no limit to what you may achieve. I am confident that in years to come, you will make your parents prouder still. And so, on behalf of your parents and teachers, I extend our sincere and heartfelt congratulations to you, the graduating class of 2000. Congratulations for being the people you are today, and good fortune in all your houses of tomorrow. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, the presentation of diplomas by Mr. Bowley and Dr. McCook. I will now present the class of 2000. Redwan Bunajmat. Manjusha Nainan. Elias Tambule. Kinder Jabri. Faris Asi. Roseanne Dozo. Rida Sabuni. May Tehali. Abdul Karim Samaki. Lina Samaki. Zahir Jabri. Heather Reem Dabas. Ahmed Dairy. Rahaf Dairy. Adam Ali. Hala Obari. Faisal Azuz. Heba Al-Kalani. Andres Dipal. Lisbeth Dipal. I will now ask the valedictorian to come forward for the crossover of the senior tassel.
good, Kenny.
Oh, come on.
So Mike, I love you, sir.
So what a good way to end it. Yeah. Dad's so proud of you.
Sir, I'm going to House of American, sir.
Well, buddy.
What are you going to do with that?
I wanted to say something else, and I thought it was joking. There's what's in there. How you doing? Hi, dear. How you doing? Have a good time in Belgium.
I'm going to say to you, you have a good time.
And Basil, I miss you.
I had to tease you.
Gotta get Are we ready?
Are they crying? Are they sending? I don't know what you're doing. Sharon, stop crying.
Move on.
No, I don't know.
Imagine it.